Honorable Men Discord, rapper 6ix9ine addresses the Gucci Mane case. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So I have two things queued up right now. One is 6ix9ine's reaction to Gucci Mane taking part in the investigation. As far as the robbery goes, and then I have DJ Academics speaking on 6ix9ine's reaction. So let's get into this first video, and then I'm gonna talk about it as we move along.
Alright, so now y'all believe me? I've been literally saying this shit for 5 years. I'm about to break it down for you. No, it's different. Now it's moving the goalpost. No, it's different. He's a businessman. Let me break this shit down, nigga. Exhibit A.
So then, I don't know if it's nobody. I never want to stay below up, and I never will.
A word?
Yeah. I'm a true G.
A true G.
I know shit from you.
Now, what? Exhibit B, nigga. Exhibit B, nigga.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell nobody, not even the police. I don't believe in none of that shit.
Oh, you don't believe that?
The only thing I believe in is don't tell the police. Rough ass, nigga.
That shit ain't age well at all.
You don't believe in that shit, nigga? Listen, I'm gonna break this shit down. Listen to me. Oh, no, it's different. No, it's different. Nigga, I won't tell the police. Hear this shit. This your mouth, nigga.
I take a nigga kindness for weakness. I pulled up on business, but y'all was on
What?
shit. The artist and
I pulled up for...
I take a nigga kindness for weakness. I pulled up on business.
I took my shit for kindness. I pulled up on kindness. Y'all pulled up... No, they didn't pull up on no weak shit. They pulled up on street shit, nigga. Shit that you rep, nigga.
Nigga had big plans for.
All right, he said he pulled up on business, and they pulled up on what they pulled up on. Let him finish speaking. I'm gonna speak on that.
Hold on.
Shit, the artist and the CEO, I wear a lot of hats. They smile in your face, then they stab you in your back. You learn from your daddy, so I guess that it's hereditary. I'm that same nigga that put money on your commissary.
Do you hear your stupid ass self? Yo, I'm the nigga that put your shit on your commissary. Oh, I did this, y'all stabbed me in the back. Yo, what happened? Remember 6ix9ine situation? Alright, so now y'all believe me?
All right, there was more to this rant, but this clip only has a piece of it, a portion of it. Here's what I'm going to say to this whole thing, because I don't want to stretch out this back and forth with everyone's take on Gucci Mane and what he did as far as cooperating with authorities. I had this conversation with two of my coworkers, and they made a good point, and I actually agree with them. All right. And that's the whole purpose of speaking on things like this, is to just speak on it and get different perspectives as grown men. All right. Now, my initial thought to all of this was Gucci Mane, and I think this is the way he operated to begin with. He's operating from a place of he's a label owner, he's a husband, he's a father, and he has a lot to lose, right? And that was his artist. He wasn't expecting his artist to do something like that, which is why in the song he said he pulled up on business and he pulled up on street stuff, right? So my approach, my thought, and the reason why I said what I said on my video that I covered on this is that why would he not operate from a place of a businessman and work with the authorities when he was allegedly robbed of jewelry, right? And I'm not even talking about the other people that were in that studio that were also robbed and one was assaulted. Why would he not operate that way? He has a lot to lose. And if he's a smart individual who has millions of dollars, has a family, has a wife, has kids, and has seen what, like I said before in my other episode, what happened with Little Durk, when Little Durk tried to operate through the streets, you know, you would think that that would be something what any wise man would look at and say, listen, I'm not risking my life. I'm not losing it all. I worked hard to get to where I'm at. I'm not losing it all by resorting to the streets. That was my initial thought. But after having the conversation with my colleagues, I completely understand why some people are saying he's a rat. Not just because of what 6ix9ine has pointed out in this particular clip, which is, again, this was a long rant, and this particular Let's Get It Active only posted a clip of it, a small portion of it. But when I had the discussion with my colleagues, one of the things that they pointed out that I never thought about was, well, Gucci himself is still rapping as though he's in the streets, right? And now I know some people, I might have even said at one point that it's entertainment, but rap music, hip hop is a very thin line between I'm just writing it to write it and I'm actually living it. Very, very thin line, which is why if you're an artist, you got to be careful what you speak about. All right, because this is not make believe. This is not Hollywood. This is not acting. Actors, their title itself says who they are. They're actors. All right. So I know maybe there's times that people make analogies, they make reference to movie stars, but it's completely different from rappers. Unfortunately, this is how listen. Rap music, I said this in yesterday's episode, rap music started from the streets. It started from the communities, the inner cities, and it's very much an extension of the inner city, which means it's not just art to say it's make-believe. So some of these individuals, rappers, whether they themselves are violent, they're around violent people. With that being said, the point that my colleagues made, and I completely agree with them, and I see it now from a different perspective. They said Gucci Mane still raps as though he's in the streets. Yes, he's a businessman. Yes, he has a family. Yes, he has kids. But the music he puts out, he still raps like he's in the streets. And you can't rap like you're in the streets and then turn around in a situation like this and now you want to work with the authorities. And to add insult to injury, you have 6ix9ine pointing out the fact that he publicly said he would never work with the authorities. So for that reason, in terms of how they pointed those things out to me, yes, he's snitching. He's snitching. Here's the thing, and this is why now I see it from a different perspective. Gucci Mane being a label owner, if you are no longer that guy from the street, stop rapping like you're from the street. Hell, even further, you don't have to, but you should publicly denounce the street. Denounce any association with the street. Say that was your past, you came from that, but now you're changing your business model, like businessmen actually do, right? And I'm not saying he's not a businessman, because he's clearly successful. So it's one of those things where who am I to say who's a businessman, who's not? He's way more successful than I am. But with that being said, if you want to operate, and this is for those of you watching this, and if you disagree with me, I want to see you in the comments. For Gucci Mane, if you want to cooperate with authorities, you have to denounce the streets. You have to stop rapping. Stop putting out music like that, right? I would even say stop signing artists that represent that. Because if that's not what you're from anymore, sign other talented artists. Do what J. Cole said on the Cameron podcast, where he said 50 Cent passed on him because he didn't fit the mold and the way he dressed, right? Because 50 Cent made the stance like, listen, I represent this, and that particular artist at the time, being J. Cole, didn't represent what G-Unit represented. And this goes for all people that run labels in entertainment. If you don't want to associate yourself with a certain type of lifestyle, which is the streets, then you need to start signing artists that are talented, that are not from the streets, that are talking about something else. This way, when a situation like this happens, well, it would never happen if you sign a certain type of artist. That's another thing too. So yeah, I think it's all fair what people are saying about Gucci Mane at this point. That's basically what I'm saying. I think it's all fair because you sign an artist that's from the streets. Yes, you went there for a business meeting. You're not expecting your artist, after what you've done for the artist, you're not expecting them to set you up. But at the same time, you know where that artist comes from, the lifestyle they come from. Are you underestimating them? Is that what it is? Were you underestimating what they're capable of doing? Because you figure, they're my artist, they wouldn't do it to me. That's not even smart. As someone that's from the streets, that's not even smart. But what's done is done. So I agree with my colleagues. Gucci Mane should have denounced the streets. He should stop making that type of music. Say, listen, I'm an exec now. Um, I'm just here to sign artists. If I'm gonna put out music, I'm not putting out music talking about I'm from the streets, because I'm no longer representing that. Had he done that, it'd be, this whole situation would be looked at differently. But at the end of the day, as a grown man, he's gonna make whatever decision he wants to make, despite what fans or what those that have channels like myself think. He's gonna operate the way he wants. But for those of you watching that plan to run a label, maybe you're already running a label, maybe you used to be in the streets and now you're trying to go clean, it would be in your best interest to operate like someone who actually went clean. If you're going clean and you want to just focus on business, your family, there's nothing wrong with it. Don't worry about what other people say. There's nothing wrong with it. But then sign artists that are not bringing that type of energy to you. Because honestly, an artist that is not making that type of music most likely won't find yourself in a situation like he did with Pooh Shiesty. Not saying it can't happen, but the likelihood of it happening is very low. All right. But let me go into academics and what he had to say, and then I'll wrap this up.
And this is why I don't like rap. You see when 6ix9ine came out, and 6ix9ine was like, yeah, I snitched, but like the reason why I snitched, niggas fuck my baby moms, niggas robbed me, niggas kidnapped me. You know what this nigga said? Man, shut your bitch ass up. That's what niggas told 6ix9ine. Man, shut your pussy ass up. Street niggas, if we get kidnapped, we gon' kill their mama. We tie up their family. Yo, they fuck your nigga, fuck mom. That's what they said. Yo, the whole Atlanta right now, nobody want to talk. Everybody's like this. Yo, you got Thug doing motivational speeches. You got Gunna running a 5K. You got Lil... Wait, what the fuck's on my screen right now? The fuck? The fuck on my screen? That spit on the camera? And this is why I don't like rap. You see when
Yeah. First off, I like 6ix9ine's energy, which is why he's in the position that he's been in, is because he has great energy. And honestly, whether you like him or not for him snitching, that energy transcends. And I think it seems like it's a recipe. 6ix9ine, his energy. Stephen A. Smith, when he gets loud. People love DMX for how passionate he was in front of the camera. For some reason, it just resonates. Hate him or love him, when 6ix9ine is talking in an interview, it's entertaining. You don't have to like the guy, but don't act as though he's not entertaining. He's definitely entertaining. And he is making a point. Obviously, he's making a point because he wants company in that space of that place of ridicule that he's been getting ever since he got out of his situation for telling. But honestly, I can't fault him, because the way he's looking at it is like, hey, you guys ridiculed me for what I did, and there's a bunch of other people doing it, and for some reason they're getting a pass. Hey, I'm not mad at him for doing it. It makes sense to me. If you're going to hold certain individuals accountable, hold them all accountable. If you're going to stand for something, stand for it, fully. Don't stand for it and for some occasions and for some individuals, some people, because you like their music, So I think 6ix9ine has a point, regardless if you like the fact that you like him or not. I think he does have a point. If you disagree with me, I'll see you in the comments about that also. What do you stand for at the end of the day? In music and life, what do you stand for? Don't misrepresent things. If Gucci Mane, again, if you're from the streets, stay in the streets. You could be from the streets and you're running a business, but don't rap and put out music that you're from the streets, and then when it comes time to work with authorities, you're all in. Now I see why people are saying what they're saying. I see why they're saying what they're saying. I didn't see it before. And I wouldn't have made that single, by the way. That I didn't even cover that. I wouldn't have made that single because the case hasn't even started and you're making music about the robbery. For all of that, you might as well have put that song out before it came to the forefront. Why make the record? It's not a record people are going to drive around playing. At least I don't think so. I didn't see the point in it, but he decided to make a record. But listen, I believe, and I stand on the fact that I believe that he did make that decision based on he has a lot to lose. Was it a wise decision as far as the public's optics? No, it wasn't. Based on his history and the catalog that he built. Some of these artists, and I've said this before, some of these artists are prisoners of the brand that they started. You come into the game one way, and some of them have changed their life around, and some of them are not even living in the areas that they used to rep. But because they started their brand a certain way, they don't even know how to rebrand themselves. Many of them are scared. They're scared of the backlash they'll get for rebranding themselves. You know, they started in the street. They started doing whatever they were doing in the street. They became successful talking about the stuff that they did in the street. And then they become family men and businessmen. And they have passions for other things now. And they don't even know how to get out of it because they become prisoners of what made them successful. And that's a sad place to be in. Which is why, as a young man, you got to be wise about what you get yourself involved in. But again, if I say it, you probably won't take it for what it's worth. You have to experience life on your own, as we all do as men. But what's your thoughts on all of this? What's your thoughts on what 6ix9ine had to say? What's your thoughts on Gucci Mane? You know, and what's your thoughts on what academics had to say? But that's all I have on this particular topic. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Look out for my video that's dropping this Friday, Love Me or Hate Me, off the album The Harvest, dropping May 22nd. And as always, I appreciate all of you for tuning in, and stay honorable.